Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Q&A session. I am excited to answer your questions, provide you any feedback you need on your funnel, any pieces you're working on. So drop a comment if you are here and let me know in the comments section. And I'll start, first of all, by answering your questions and providing feedback to you if you're live on the call. And then from there, I will dive into our questions thread and answer any remaining questions that are outstanding on our questions thread. So let's jump in. I'll wait for your comments and then we'll get started. Make sure everything's working on my end over on YouTube too. We are working. Okay. All right. Right now, I will wait to see if you guys have any comments and any questions for me here, but I'm going to dive over into our thread inside Funnel Envy and use this time to answer any outstanding questions. Could we go? Oh, here we are. Hey, Margot. Could we please go over my freebie sheets? Yes. Have you got them on the questions thread? I'll have a look. Okay, you said here's a link to the quiz freebie page. I'm just going to share screen as well. They're in the reply. Awesome. Okay, cool. I'll jump in and review that for you. And for anyone else who's joining us, if you have any questions or anything you would like me to review in real time, please let me know in the comment section. And please, if you have a link, just post it on the questions thread now and let me know in the comments so that I can jump over and review that for you. But Margot, let's start with yours. So we're going to look at your after the videos. Okay, cool. Here, I think it's, I gave you quiz feedback, and here's a link to the quiz freebie page you had us complete, and here's a link to my course copy. Okay, which one do you want me to look through? So we've got the quiz freebie page. Let's start here. Okay, so let's do it. Free key quiz okay, here we don't need the two. We just want like what it is and who it is for. So at its most simple form, we want free, quiz for mums of elementary school children is what I would make that, because we've got to assess and what it's going to do, but that's kind of what we want to hear, where I've said what will it help them do, what is the main outcome. So you can just keep that more simple here. And then what will it help them do? What is the main outcome? Determine if your child needs help with school organization and if you need support with how to help them. When I think about this, could it even be, could the what it is and who it's for be, free quiz for moms of disorganized elementary school children? Because it's not going to be for everyone, right? It's not going to be for all moms of all elementary school children. Or you could just keep it free quiz for moms of elementary school kids. I guess it just depends what you hear from people. And then what will it help them do? So you've already got here, assess your elementary school child's organization, their confidence to help, and how to get started. Okay, I'm looking for something really specific here. So determine if your child needs help with school organization and if you need support with how to help them. I feel like one thing that I am wondering is when they come to you, do they already know that their child needs help with school organization? Because for some of them, this may feel a little bit redundant if they're like, I already know I'm like, this is so frustrating for me. My child is so disorganized. I already know that my child needs help with school, with being organized at school. I would think something that is going to be maybe more helpful as a quiz might be, almost finding out your kids, and this may not be right, but like your kids, like almost like a personality test or a sort of persona where it's like, your kids, like their style, their organization style, or that's not quite right. I'm just thinking of the framing here that is going to make a mum want to actually take this. Like they're sort of almost like their persona or something. Because you're already helping them figure out if their child needs help with school organization, if you need support with how to help them. But they probably already know that. So that's something that I'm worried would be redundant. You said a third outcome can be to see if the course is the right fit for their child's needs. Yeah, that could be interesting. That could be helpful for people who are already aware of your course and they're wondering if it's a good fit. That could be helpful. For the purpose of the freebie, we're wanting to attract that wider audience though, so people who are unaware of your offer. So people who are unaware of your offer, we need something that is going to draw them in. At the point where when they're not going to be, they're not going to be aware of your offer. So I wouldn't see, like, your lead magnet needs to be attracting people who are at the top of your funnel, not people who are already aware of your program. So they're going to come into your funnel and then later on become aware of your funnel. But you could, if you thought it was necessary, I don't know if it's necessary, have a quiz to help people figure out if the course is a great fit for them. Perhaps that could make sense, but that would be more a part of the nurturing process when they're already aware of what the quiz is. Does that make sense? Again, yes, I think that is not something they're going to be aware of now. They're just not even going to be thinking about your offer yet. They're going to be sitting in their sort of pain points and their frustrations. They still may not know if their child's problems are normal or not. Okay. That makes sense. So through that lens, so free quiz for mums of elementary school children. That makes sense. So could it be, and you might already have this, like, do you give them a score, almost like, this is the normal range, this is maybe like a concerning range, or this is like, yeah, these are real indicators that your child really does need help and this is not actually normal. So I like the language you use when you say you may not know if your child's problems are normal or not, because to me, as a mom, I could instantly understand that. I've had some of those questions about my own kids, as we all do. You go, is this normal? Is this something that is normal for every child? And I think that's language that they would understand. So I think even being able to say that in what it will help them do could be helpful. Like, understand if your child's, I want to say disorganization, because they're probably saying their child's disorganized. This may not be right, but something like understand if your child's level of disorganization is normal. And what you can do to help them get more organized. Just using really plain language, I think that might speak to mums better. And then the outcomes and features they would get then, like, I think that's fine, because it's almost saying what we would have said before. I think, again, this language is a little too, I want to say like advanced. We want to try and keep things like 6th grade level or even 5th grade level if possible. So it's just really simple to connect with people and using really plain language. And for me, I might be turned off by that because it's kind of like, understand if your current mindset is helping you to help your child. You're kind of like, oh, what do you mean? My mindset isn't helpful, you know? Maybe saying it in a different way, or saying, you know, get simple ways or simple steps, simple ways to help your child become more organized, just like saying it really plainly. And then I wouldn't say this because they're not aware of the course yet, because we want to introduce them to that later. So they're not ready for that yet. What did you say? A third outcome, they may not, can be to see if the course is right. Yeah, we said that. They still may not know if their child's problems are normal or not. Here, you could even make this like, understand on a scale of 1 to 10 how normal or how age appropriate your child's organization issues are. Or, I mean, there's probably a more simple way to say that. Again, I always like say something and then how can I make it more simple? I even asked ChatGPT, like, how can I say this in at a 5th grade level so that it is so easy for someone to understand? That's the kind of thinking I'm doing when I would be editing this. Will inform them if my course content is what they need. So I would think of a third takeaway, and even maybe you can break down each of those into another point. I think that's fine. Yeah. I'd want to just cut this down a little bit for a freebie page. Sorry, just 1 moment. Excuse me, my dog is about to bark at someone and set the baby off, but let's come back to this. I think you could remove that and just go into this. Like, I know how exhausting it is. I love your bio. I just make this a little bit shorter. Keep the main points about how you're a licensed psychologist. That's really important. You know, that you have raising 3 kids, including one with ADHD. I just think some of this is a little repetitive and could just be chunked down a little bit, but I think the bio is great. Okay. So that's sort of how I would look at framing this. Does that make sense? And this can be a really simple page, like really, really simple. It should not be complicated. It should not be long. And you want to make sure that the visuals are easy to understand. You'll see this page is a bit fancy with design. It does not have to be like this. But essentially what we've got up the top is that sort of sentence about who it's for, what it's going to help them do, and then your 3 main points, and just an opportunity to get it. I include a bio. Sometimes the bio actually we find doesn't increase conversions or even reduces them. So you can play around with having the bio or not having the bio, but we want to make sure we have a button that makes it really clear for people to join. So it just needs to be a really simple page, easy to read. See, I'm just using like black or white text on the dark background. I mean, black text on a white background or a light background really is the best way to go. And then having a brightly colored button and making it really simple. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like me to look over, Margot? I know you also had, your course copy. You're welcome. Sorry, I'm just trying to stop my dog from running away and barking at everyone in the neighborhood. What have we got here? the course copy. Did you want me to have a look over this? Okay, this says the domain is pending renewal or has expired, so I can't see this. But I can have a brief look over the course copy if you would like, and then I'll have a look over the workshop. I like this without part. I actually would like the picture to be a mock-up. And then you could put pictures of a calm, happy mum and child throughout. But I want to see a big mock-up of actually what your course includes. So you'll see, for me, I can't find that one. But for example, like I have a big mock-up here of my course, of one of my courses. And that's what I want to see for you. Nice big mock-up, not a picture of the mum with a happy child, although you could include that throughout the page. But so people can see their value. We want to show the value that they're going to get. Here, I like this. I love this. But I think this could be said in a more simple and plain way. And then I would even say, who is it for? So mums of elementary children. Like turn school day craziness into relaxed, independent routine still feels a little vague for me because I don't know what that means. That could mean a lot of things. I know what it means because we've talked about it. I like this. I like this. Here, instead of beta course, let's say founding members, because some people, especially in like B2C, they don't know what beta course means. So I would say offered, available for founding members for a one-time payment of $97 only. 15 spots will be available at this price. There are only 15 spots available. And then I would say like what it is, not the beta group. I'd say join Chaos to Calm. And then here, let's just make this more specific to what you're actually wanting to say. Like if you could tell me in your own words, what is it that you want to say? What would that be? I don't like this. I haven't given enough information. Isn't it about helping your disorganized children? Like, something like this is going to be a little more, I don't know if you can see that, specific. Help your disorganized child build calm, independent routines without the constant nagging or power struggles. That may not be quite right. I like this. That's not quite right. Okay. I kind of like something that's along the lines of help your disorganized child. I don't like follow calm daily routines, but what languages do you have? Become more independent. Something like help your disorganized child become more independent. Like, what does independent even mean? I get even more specific. So, like, help your disorganized child stay on track. Is it like that they get their homework done, that they, I'd list out all of these things that a disorganized elementary child is currently doing, and make sure that we can, the promise statement shows the opposite of that, of helping them actually start doing the things that a disorganized child is not doing, is doing currently. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm just rambling. And I love that you can do this now in ChatGPT. You can voice record. It's so cool. So I can just sort of ramble my thoughts. Unless it hasn't popped in, which is so silly. Hello, is this working? Okay, I would make this more around, help your disorganized child go from, and then list the things that they are currently doing. So they're an elementary school child, and then list out the clear things that we want them to be doing. That would be things that are organized. Okay, if this doesn't work, oh no, it is kind of working. Okay. Okay, see, something more like this is what I like. Help your disorganized child go from forgetting their homework, losing their shoes, and rushing out the door to following calm routines, getting ready on time, and feeling proud of themselves. And then you've kind of got the without meltdowns, power struggles, nagging or yelling, or without you nagging or yelling at them. Because we're getting really specific, meeting a parent where they're at, and getting specific by naming what the things are that are the school day craziness. That is, you have a disorganized child who's forgetting their homework, they're losing their shoes, they're rushing out the door, and now they're going to be doing this, this, and this. So that is how I would make this much more tangible, because a parent's going to go, oh, yeah, I get that. Oh, I want that, as opposed to this feels a little vague. So that's what I would do here. And then have a beautiful mock-up. And then you would have this in the mock-up, calm the chaos. See here, I've got inbox income, will be like calm the chaos will be in it. And then you can just say a science-based parent empowerment course you will use again and again to create habits your child needs to. I would remove you will use again and again, because it's not the most important thing here. It's more just to create habits your child needs to succeed in school, at home, and in life. This is good. I think you could even combine these. You don't need to have this and then this. You could say Calm the Chaos is a science-based parent empowerment course that will, that will help you, say this line, and then say you'll get access to step-by-step guidance, and having this line there. And then I've removed that. So I think that can be all shortened. And then what I said before about the sort of beta and the founding spots is good. And, selling this as a beta, you can even sell it in a Google Doc if you like. It doesn't always have to be a fancy page. I've sold many, many spots to programs in a Google Doc before. In fact, you may have even joined Funnel Envy when I had it in a Google Doc. So I always try, I often just try and sell things in a Google Doc before I even design them to make sure that they actually sell, because it takes a lot of time and effort to design things. Otherwise, just keep the design simple. You're doing everything you can, so why do the school day struggles never end? Again, I'd say, what are the school day struggles? And get more specific. This is good. This is great. Love this. Love this. It's really good. Love this. You said you've lived it. Beautiful. I would remove that, my courses and experience. I'd just say you'll finally be able to get out of survival mode and have systems that actually work for your family or for your child. This is great. Here again, I'd have the beautiful mock-up, and I'd change the language. I'd say like, I'd have that same promise mentioned again here. Have sort of the inclusions here, and then for founding members price instead of saying beta. This could be a barrier to people joining. It may not be, but sometimes it's a barrier if people feel like, oh, that's going to be too much work for me to have to complete this. I know there's short surveys, a feedback call. So just keep that in mind. I'm not sure I would actually mention this. I generally just try and ask people for feedback as I go and not make it a condition of them joining, because it might create some unnecessary friction. This is great. If you wanted to get even more specific, you can create like, what are the bonus trainings in the worksheets? You can make a visual for each of these pieces as well to really show, the group coaching has a visual, and what do the weekly modules look like? And you kind of have, I even do this for my sales page builder board, which is a $7 product. And I really try and do this to show these pieces. So see here, I've got like, here's what's included. I've got a visual. You get this, you get this. Like, I want to show them all of the pieces so that it looks really, really valuable. And this is just for a $7 offer, but that's what I try and do with all of my offers, to treat each piece. You can remove these 2 lines, because really here, we're really just wanting to include what's actually included, and then have a visual of each of them. Love this. Here I'd say what it is. So I'd say the Chaos to Calm, introducing the Chaos to Calm guarantee, or you could just say introducing our money back guarantee. Yep. I think this is fine. I think it's a lot of conditions. I like to keep mine a little more simple personally, but I tend to watch group calls. Again, they might be like, what if I can't make the time, I would personally make it a little more simple, and that it actually does reduce friction for them. Of like, join the course, and if you're not satisfied within the first 7 days, just send us an email and we will refund you. And then with the bonuses, I would include, the images as well and an explanation of what they are. So like how I had here, having each of these images, that would be awesome. FAQs, your bio, again, like you had on that other page, but just a little bit shortened. This is good. The graphic you made in Napkin AI, so you could include that. You don't have to include it, but you can include it where you talk about your sort of process. And I think that's what's missing here. Being able to show I'm wondering what is the actual framework that you're going to take me through inside your program? So what is the plan? I'll try and find an example. Where have we gone? Here. So on my one-time upsell page, I kind of have this thing here of like, it only takes 3 simple steps, which I think is really helpful for people to be able to see, these are the steps we're actually going through inside the course. You have step 1, step 2, step 3. So that's your framework. Your framework could be 3 steps, could be 4 steps, but being able to actually show them the steps will be helpful. I think you could include that either before the offer or after the offer. I think before might be nice. So you've got imagine what it would feel like to have all of these outcomes, and then the steps that you created, your framework with Napkin AI. You could either include the visual if that makes sense, if it works, or you could just take those steps and sort of say step 1, step 2, step 3. Like if you were just selling it in a Google Doc, you could easily include that, just copy and paste your framework into there, because that would be a nice visual for people to be able to see it well. You can also include your graphic in like a video sales letter if you did one of those. So if you record a video of you explaining what the program is, what's included, you can include that visual there and screen record you talking about that as well and talking through the steps that they actually go through in the program. It's helpful to get people to visualize how they're actually going to get from A to B. Okay, so that's that one there. And now we'll have a look at your here. Worksheet. Where is it? Free School Success Toolkit Worksheet. Oh, I need access. Could you please give me access to this? I'll just request access as a viewer. So you'll need to give me access to that so that I can review that. Let me just jump down to the next one in the meantime, and then I'll jump back up to yours, Margot. So I'll jump over to Christy's feedback on her sales page, then we'll jump back over onto the workshop page. I love your feedback on my sales page. It's the very first one I've ever written. I look forward to hearing your thoughts and learning from your expertise. Okay, let's do it. Okay. I've got the page. File is in owner's bin. Oh dear. I'm not sure if Christy realizes that. Christy, the file is in your bin. So it's making me make a copy of it, but I should be able to still review this for you. Okay, let me jump through and review this. Tired of mock exams that expire too soon. Okay, I don't know who this is for. So I would say here in this line, I would have, and then this I would make actually down below. So here I would have the identity. So let's say who this is for, and like students for special education professor. So these are students, are these special ed students? Students who are studying special education? No, maybe not. Maybe just students in general. University students, college students. So I would just make it really clear here, and make the text about who it's for. I'll show you like an example. My page here. See, I've got like coaches, course creator, and digital product sellers. So you can't. It's very obvious who this is for. And then you're going to have your promise here. So let's have that. So it'll be, what is the promise? I'd love to have a beautiful promise here. So I think we could work on a promise. Have you gone through the clarify your offer section, Christy? Because I recommend you jump into that and work through the promise sheet, and then we can finalize a promise for you, because then I would love to have that here, the promise in that sort of section. And then down here, you see I've got like the get instant access. That's where I would want more of this information here. Oh, where are we? Here of get instant access to, like, what am I getting access to? Get instant access to the mock exam vault or whatever it is. I'm still not quite sure what it is. Plus 10 attempts with the ABA exam prep reimagined domain A mini mock. What does that mean? Is this something that your audience, I mean, I just may not have the right language that your audience might actually know what this is. And if they know what it is, then awesome. So I want to clarify that. So I'd have this information below. So I'd have who it's for. I'd have a beautiful big promise. I'd have your beautiful mock-up as well. And then, so like who it's for, your promise, beautiful mock-up of your program, and then the information of what they're actually getting access to. It doesn't have to be as long as this, but just like clearly you're going to get access to all of these things, and maybe even a nod to your experience. As you can see, I've got here, and then, get instant access now. So that's what I would want to see up the top for you. Get lifetime access now. Cool. You shouldn't have to keep paying for the same mock exams over and over. The BCBA exam is expensive, and I don't know what the BCBA exam is. Again, just the context would be awesome, but I know your audience probably do know what this is. That's why we're talking to them. Every attempt adds up. You probably already invested more money than you'd like to admit on prep materials. Mock exams can especially get expensive because most only give you 1 to 2 attempts and a short access window. If you need more practice, want to review your answers again, or have to delay your exam, you're forced to repurchase. The costs add up fast. Yeah, that's good. When you purchase something, it should be yours to keep. You could even say yours to keep forever. Imagine feeling secure knowing your mock exam will be there. Yeah. Plenty of mock exams out there. Some are good and some not so much. This is great. I would even bold this. Wonder if we can even strengthen this headline. Make it more compelling to read. Instead of there are plenty, maybe even saying good mock exams are hard to come across, or are hard to find. But I understand you're wanting to distinguish between good and great, perhaps. I would want to bold this because I want to draw out that information. Here, I want to bring this down on like a new line. Maybe even like bring them together. So you can guide the reader's eyes down the page faster. So bringing things onto those lines. You could even, dot point these. Obviously, this is a make a copy, so you won't be able to access what I've got here. But this is sort of how I think about being able to guide the reader down the page. I would want to have maybe this broken up. Gave you both because this is a headline and some people might be skim readers. I'd kind of want to say here, what if there was a mock exam that gave you high quality feedback and lifetime access? The ABA Exam Prep Reimagined. This is a long name. Is this the name of your offer? I wonder if we could shorten that. Or is it just this? Because it seems a lot to repeat. But again, if your audience knows instantly what that is and that's necessary, then that may be necessary. I'd say like with, the name, you get both. And then I'd remove that because you've already said it. And then I'd introduce yourself, which is awesome. This is great. Beautiful. I even want to like bring this down. So thinking about how to lead people down the page. So you've got obviously like a picture of someone, which is awesome. I want to have the beautiful mock-up again. Okay, cool. This is awesome. Do you have any visuals here that can show what test mode is and learn mode so they can see those two things? I think that would be great. Do you need these big paragraphs, or could we just say test mode with all of this and then learn mode with all of these points? And I like the side for side. That's good. And then being able to have like even a visual of each one would be cool. Awesome. Great. This is so good. This is really good. Great. Have a visual of this as well so that they can see that bonus. And then I would say, I would change this headline to like, get this helpful bonus when you join, or get this limited time bonus. So I'd really reiterate the urgency. Oh, great. It's only $37. I'm like reading this and I'm like, oh, this is amazing. Great. You're obviously extremely knowledgeable. Okay, so this is a low ticket offer. They're going to get the bonus flashcards. Interesting. For only $37. Cool. Is this like your main core offer? This seems like a great price. I don't know how much this goes for, but this seems really good for me. And yeah, it seems great. I mean, the price is like blowing me away, but again, it's not my industry, it's not my niche, but what I'd love to do is work on these bits and pieces with you. The promise, you could go over the clarify your offer section in the classroom. We can work over the promise and then we can flesh out these details. I think a lot of the text you've got here is great. So I just make the changes that I've suggested and really create some amazing detailed visuals. You'll see in this video, I've gone over things like creating amazing visuals like this, or even creating like different pieces, how I have in the sales page builder board, which is only a $7 offer. But even for low ticket offers, we really want to pull out all the different pieces and show visuals to help people instantly understand what they're getting and show the value. So you've done a great job, Christy, and happy to review further with you once you make these tweaks. Okay. Now, Margot, let me check if we've got access there. I'm just going to see how far are we into the recording. Wonderful. Now we've got back up to the toolkit. Okay, we're in. Lovely. The School Success Toolkit free workshop. Here I would just again say, so it's called the School Success Toolkit, but I would just say like free workshop for, like who is it for? Again, it's like moms of elementary school kids, free workshop for mums or parents or whoever you're talking to, right? Of elementary school kids, or and then what it'll help them do. So know everything you need to begin helping your child with organization. I think this needs to be much more specific because that could mean a lot of things. But let me look at your points. So you can overcome burnout and feel confident you know how to help your child, to learn how to gather the information you need to start helping your child with organization, build a motivated and effective team, including your child, their teacher, and other caregivers. I love your bio. We've already talked about that. I think just the biggest thing here will be really honing in on the promise that this workshop is going to help them with. So if you want to tell me a little bit about that, I think this is already a workshop you have created. So what are the sort of things that it will actually help them do? And what do you talk about inside the workshop? Because this is like a nice broad statement, but I would love to get really hyper specific on the promise of what it's going to help them do. Okay, so let me know. Happy to flesh out some ideas with you. Build the team. So is it primarily around like building your support team and helping like the parents' mindset? Anything else really specific that the workshop walks them through? And do they walk away with anything? Are they going to have any clear takeaways? Scripts for talking to the teacher. Oh, that's awesome. And this is a free workshop. Okay, let's look at how we can make this more specific. Awesome. I really like this. Love this. We're just getting more tangible. That's the thing with the copy. The more tangible we can get, the stronger it's going to be. I can even share this with you, Margot. I might share this with you so you can have a look through these points. I'm going to share this thread with you. There you go. So you can review that later. I've just pasted it there. Your success toolkit. So I think be really specific about who's this for. Free workshop for mums of elementary school kids. And then let's get hyper specific on a promise. You'll already say you've got the free workshop part above, and then learn how to support your disorganized child by building a clear plan, strong support team, and calm routines that stick. I feel like that is a little long-winded, but I feel like we don't need the promise to include everything that the tangibles have. I like these tangibles here. I don't think you need these points here with the background. I think just the part where it's bolded, something like this is great. This, build a motivated support team, shift your mindset. I love those 3 points. So I will say, like, I love the 3 points. I wouldn't include the extra little bits with in the brackets. So let's keep the 3 points as the tangible takeaways. What I really want to see is an offer promise that doesn't cannibalize on the 3 tangible takeaways. The offer promise should be shorter, sharper, really clear, an overarching promise, but still specific. I mean, something like that seems clear to me. You're already going to say free workshop above, so it could be more like help learn how to create a clear action plan to support your disorganized child at home and at school. We're already going to have a eyebrow copy above that'll say a free workshop for mums of elementary school kids. Then we'll have the offer promise below, which could be something like learn how to create a clear action plan for supporting your disorganized child at home and at school. I really like this, but can you just create a few different variations of this? Maybe some that even have like withouts in them. Okay. I do like this initial one. It could even be like, learn how to help your child get organized without nagging, overwhelm, or doing it all on your own. I do like that too. So something like this or something like that, I think will be great. Just making it more specific will be awesome. You even get the tools and plan you need to support your disorganized child. I don't like the without second guessing yourself. Like, but just making sure it's clear. It's you've got that overarching statement that is just speaking in their language and really straightforward will be awesome. And I think if you make those adjustments, this will be really good. Awesome. Thank you, Margot. Great. Well, we have come to the end of our hour. And I'm just going to also paste the stream video here for you so that you can review this, Margot, and you can go back through the stream if you like. So it's on access for you. So you can go back and review if you like. Lovely. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, everyone, if you're watching back or if you're still live and if you have any questions, please create a new comment on the question thread and I'll get to these over the coming week. Thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys later.